Hello and welcome to my empty palace. I just moved, so I apologize for that. But I'm here. Welcome to a Fantasy and Frames edition of the 2023 Redraft Series, where I'm digging a little bit deeper on your cheat sheets, covering a wide receiver who's, well, not a lot of people talking about, and that is Alan Lazard. My name is Kyle. You can find me on Twitter at KZ1180. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're new to the channel, I'd like you to just kindly ask you to hit that subscribe button, click on the bell that pops up. You'll be notified of all of our great content that we put out here on Fantasy and Frames. And look, everyone here is really passionate about taking deep dives, and they truly want you to make an informed decision. So let's jump in, take a closer look into the later rounds, and let's see if Alan Lazard is draft worthy at his current ADP. He has left the Green Bay Packers to join the New York Jets on a $44 million deal, $22 million in guarantee. He joins his former quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, in New York, and the Jets have added a couple of offensive linemen in the draft, but they've also, in free agency, poached Mecole Hardman from the Chiefs, and they finally won the Dalvin Cook sweepstakes. So the Jets offense is supposed to be high-powered. Let's see what they can do. Let's look at last year at Alan Lazard and his fantasy stats. In 15 games, he had 60 catches, 788 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He averaged 9.7 points in a half-point PPR, and in full point, he averaged 11.7. Last year, he was the wide receiver 37 in half PPR, and in a full-point PPR, he finished as the wide receiver 33. Now, let's take a look at some red flags, reasons that you may be a little gun-shy on drafting Alan Lazard. Well, he is the wide receiver 2, behind a rising star in Garrett Wilson. He's coming off his best season of his career and finishing in the wide receiver 30s on all scoring formats. So, yeah, if he's finishing in the wide receiver 30s on his best season, that could be a little bit nerve-wracking. It's also hard to imagine seeing him get as much volume like he received last year as the wide receiver 1 for majority of the season in Green Bay. FantasyData.com shows that Alan Lazard has never finished any better than wide receiver 29 in a season. So that could be alarming as well. But there are some positives to Alan Lazard's fantasy game. He was handpicked by Aaron Rodgers to join him in New York. A lot of attention will be focused on Wilson, which should open up opportunities for Lazard. According to PFF, he was tied for wide receiver 9 in total end zone targets with 9. So he's already shown that Aaron Rodgers does look at him towards the end zone. In 2021, he was wide receiver 12 in total touchdowns, and last year, he was wide receiver 19. One thing that Lazard does extremely well that needs to be said is he's a tremendous blocker as a wide receiver, so he's a perfect fit for Nathaniel Hackett's West Coast offense. And one thing is for sure, Aaron Rodgers appreciates that dirty work, and he will reward his receivers on the outside for that work. Let's take a look at his fantasy outlook. Alan Lazard is my currently wide receiver 45 with the upside of reaching wide receiver 30. Players being drafted around him include Nico Collins, Tyler Boyd, Damian Harris, and Romeo Doubs. His current ADP at Fantasy Pros and half PPR is sitting right around 129, and at this current price, I feel like you could do worse than Alan Lazard as a late-round speculative draft pick. In closing, I'd like to thank y'all for watching this video. If you're new on YouTube, please, again, just hit that subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Also, let me know your thoughts on Alan Lazard. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Drop your comments below. Reach out to me on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. It's KZ1180. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, KZ is out.